The Channel 8 I-Team has uncovered new allegations of abuse at another elementary school.
Yeah, this time a teacher pointing the finger at her principal. That teacher is talking exclusively with I-Team reporter Colleen McCarty. Colleen.
Well, the teacher tells me she'd rather be standing in front of a blackboard than a television camera, but after a recent incident at the school, she tells me she can no longer remain silent about the screams of a child.
Crash! Smash! You say!
Crash! Smash!
Discipline in the classroom can span the alphabet from A to Z. But those letters may have a different meaning at Richard Priest Elementary School, according to second grade teacher Stephanie Burke.
I just cannot stand it. I just think it's wrong.
A for abuse, Z for Code Z, a disciplinary program named for Zachary, the first child it was allegedly created for.
They had this fifth grader who acted out and shoved desks around or whatever he did, and occasionally needed to be removed from the classroom.
Removed and confined. According to Burke, Principal Dr. Linda Griffith created a timeout room on the school stage. These are photographs of the area. Burke describes it as an 8 by 15-foot space with black walls, no windows, and dim light.
This year, we were probably only 2 weeks into the school year when she announced that we couldn't use that back entrance to the stage because it was going to be used for another Code Z child.
Or Code J. This time the child's name is Joseph.
Hey, I got a hood.
Joseph just turned 9. He's in the third grade special education class at Priest, diagnosed with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. This is his mom, Jeannie. She just recently learned about Code Z.
Oh yeah, I'm livid.
Jeannie has never spoken to Stephanie, but the two women have similar accounts of Joseph's alleged experiences in the Code Z room.
Joseph tells me that he gets his arms taken out like this, and then he gets picked up.
Joseph was saying, no, no, no. He was beyond yelling even. He was down to babbling. No, 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 no. Please, 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 don't take me there.
Then they shut the door, and they put a chair in front of it.
You could still hear him screaming, and teachers were coming out of their classrooms to see what it was. I just can't take it anymore.
Joseph says neither can he.
When it's so dark, it scares me. I scream and kick the door so they can let me out.
Jeannie knows Joseph's behavior at times may require him to be removed from the classroom. She even signed a form permitting staff to take him to a, quote, timeout room where he will be closely monitored. She had no idea this was it.
I cannot discuss the case that you're discussing.
Marcia Irvin is the superintendent for the Northeast region of the Clark County School District. Per district policy, she won't talk about the specifics of Joseph's case, but she did agree to speak in general terms.
Is there a situation where it would be appropriate to lock a child in a dark room as a form of discipline?
No. We have procedures that we follow. We have rules and regulations that we do follow.
District policy and state law forbid locking a student alone in a room or placing hands on a child unless he's an immediate threat of injury to himself or others. The law extends further protections to students with disabilities, like Joseph.
We don't want to see any infraction against a child. We don't want to see any abuse, but when it happens, we are going to act upon it.
The district confirms an investigation is underway at Priest, though it won't discuss its nature or its timeline. Stephanie hopes it, too, borrows a letter from the alphabet, Q for quick.
This could have been what she's been doing for a long time. Maybe there are other children out there that have been treated this way. I just think however many it is, she needs to stop now with this one.
To make Code J the end of Code Z.
Joseph's mom believes her younger son has also been locked in the Code Z room. We did speak with Dr. Griffith by phone, and she tells us that though she'd like to share her side of the story, the district has directed her not to. And the district tells me it takes these allegations very, very seriously, and we hope we will have some kind of resolution to this in the near future.
Okay.
Thanks, Colleen. The school district says nothing inappropriate took place, but that's not what parents told I-Team reporter Colleen McCarty. She broke the story and has the update.
Well, the moms you're about to meet represent a larger group of parents who raised concerns with the school district shortly after our story broke. Despite several meetings with district officials, the moms say they still haven't been heard. Well, we're listening. Spell your real name for me.
An interview shot in silhouette usually signals someone concerned for their safety. Here, the worry isn't for the women in our studio, it's for their children, all of whom attend or used to attend Richard Priest Elementary School.
And our concern is that this could happen to another child, that the parents may not be notified, and we want to see change in the district.
The moms represent a larger group of some 30 parents who've questioned Clark County School District officials about the treatment of a little boy named Joseph, a special education student at Priest.
I could hear him screaming, so just wailing and screaming.
In an exclusive interview last November with the Channel 8 I-Team, teacher Stephanie Burke claims school administration punished the third grader by confining him alone in this dimly lit area behind the school stage. Burke explained a team of teachers activated by the term Code Z routinely carried Joseph to the room.
They told me, oh, he's in the timeout room.
Joseph's mother and Joseph himself backed up Burke's story.
When it's so dark, it scares me.
The Clark County School District launched an immediate investigation. 30 days later, it announced the claims were unsubstantiated.
So do you all four of you believe that Joseph was put into that room?
Yes.
So why didn't the district find evidence that this had occurred?
They stated to us that they carried out an extensive investigation. The person who was allegedly put in the room and the mother of that person were never interviewed. So how can that be an extensive investigation?
In response to a public records request from the Channel 8 I-Team, the district notes it interviewed 48 licensed staff at the school, the Code Z team, 6 students from Joseph's class, Burke, Assistant Principal John Steenerson, and Principal Dr. Linda Griffith. Joseph and his mom, Jeannie Brault, didn't make the list.
If I have to do my own investigation, that's what I'll do.
She tells the I-Team she was never contacted.
I want to know why they didn't talk to the child. The mother, they can make up a story about that. There's no excuse to not talk to the child.
The moms believe Joseph isn't the only kid who didn't get a voice in the investigation. They know of at least 4 other children who weren't in Joseph's class, whose parents identified them to the district as witnesses to his alleged abuse. Among them, the 16-year-old niece of this mom, we'll call her Sarah, who one day after school interrupted a frantic conversation between Joseph and his mother.
And the mother opened up to her and told her that a teacher, or the principal, put him in a room, and he, in a dark room, was unable to get out.
Sarah claims she reported the incident to the school district the same day, September of last year, a full month before Stephanie Burke came forward,
Teacher tells me
2 months before our story broke.
Did they interview your niece for their investigation?
No, they did not. They never called us to verify my complaint with her or anything.
And to me, that means they completely ruled out these children's testimonies as no evidence. A child's testimony is just as valid as an adult's testimony.
According to the district, it interviewed more than 50 adults, all current Priest employees, for its review.
Dr. G, Dr. G.
School staff wore purple ribbons and rallied around the principal, who remained on campus during the questioning. The district placed teacher Stephanie Burke on paid administrative leave.
As a child views it, they're on the principal's side, and if I have a complaint against the principal, that means I'm not on the same side as them, you know? And so it's hard. Where does it, a child or a parent go if they have a concern?
If I have to get 30 parents down to a school board meeting to take up an hour of their time to talk about this, then that's what I'm willing to do, because this is not acceptable.
Among the many questions we have for the district, 2 are key. Why weren't Joseph and his mom interviewed, and why was Stephanie Burke placed on administrative leave? Well, the district won't tell us and refuses to comment any further about the investigation. We'll post their response and their reply to our public records request on our website at lasvegasnow.com. And tomorrow night, we'll hear more from the moms, and you won't believe what the district says about that dimly lit timeout room.
We'll be very anxious to hear that. Thank you, Colleen. The investigation may be finished, but a group of elementary school parents say the case isn't closed.
Yeah, they want answers about the alleged use of extreme disciplinary practices at Richard Priest Elementary School. Now, the moms you're about to meet asked us to conceal their identities out of concern for their children. I-Team reporter Colleen McCarty has their story.
And quite frankly, if one more person tells me it's a personnel issue, I really don't know if I can be nice.
Personnel matter.
And in general terms.
In general terms.
These moms say they've heard enough of what they call the word games played by the Clark County School District. Over the last several months, they've met with district officials as representatives of a larger parent group.
I want to know what really happened. None of my questions were answered.
Questions about allegations of inappropriate disciplinary practices at Richard Priest Elementary School.
There's no water in there. There's no bathroom in there.
Last November, teacher Stephanie Burke told the I-Team school administrators routinely punished a special education student named Joseph by confining him alone in this dimly lit room.
And he was screaming, you know, please just let me out. I think I'm going to throw up.
The district launched an investigation. 30 days later, it found the claims unsubstantiated.
So do you all four of you believe that Joseph was put into that room?
Yes. Unequivocally.
No doubt.
The I-Team obtained these photographs of what the district calls the cool-down area at Priest, a ramp behind the school stage with black walls, dim lighting, and no windows.
It just baffles my mind that they would in writing say that this is an appropriate cool-down facility when there's no window.
In a letter to the moms, the district notes the cool-down area is only for extreme cases. An adult is always present and parental permission is required. It goes on to state there's no evidence the student, presumably Joseph, was left alone in the cool-down area.
I think one of the problems with this investigation is that people who have a direct stake in the outcome of the investigation were the ones conducting the investigation. Who wants their own school that they are in charge of, that they should be shepherding and looking after, to come up with such an outrageous accusation against the principal and to have it be validated as true?
The moms propose an independent investigation team. According to the district, an assistant superintendent with the Northeast region conducted the review. The I-Team requested the policies and procedures used to govern the investigation. The district claims there aren't any.
They said that it's a case-by-case situation, and we really would like to see something in place. When something comes up, they know exactly what they need to do.
My concern is when the procedures aren't followed, what is our recourse as parents?
A question the moms say they still can't answer. Colleen McCarty, Channel 8 Eyewitness News.
The moms would like the district to establish a simple process for parents to raise concerns. In their case, they reported to district officials who routinely referred them back to the school they were complaining about. And when they contacted their board member, Ruth Johnson, she referred them back to the district. The district refused to comment for our story. You can find more information about the district's investigation on our website.